You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.
All right, good morning, everybody. This is round two, or segment two, or a Monday morning show. I've got Scott Hobbs calling all the way from Mr. Rooter Plumbing, 763-2001. I almost gave out Hanson's phone number at Baytown Tires. I almost did it. Good morning, Scott. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you called because, believe it or not, I know it's not, it's still hot outside, but isn't winter right around the corner, believe it or not?
It sure is. It's getting close. There's some things we need to be thinking about.
That's what I was talking about. I know most businesses have these above-ground backflow valves that always leak, but they always freeze, too, in the wintertime, or if you don't protect them. And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the bibs on people's houses. We do get some cold weather down here, and those water spigot or bibs, I think is what y'all call them, they will conduct that cold weather, and through that metal bib, and actually freeze your pipes in your house.
Oh, sure.
So what are some tips out there maybe you can tell some people about?
Well, for the hose bib on the outside of the house, the best thing is to go ahead and just let the water trickle.
Okay.
Flowing water's, typically not going to freeze unless it gets really, really cold. But around here, a good steady, trickle, not a drip, but just a little bit better than a drip, will keep it from freezing.
So three or four drips a minute then would, or I guess, or is that not enough?
Yeah, maybe just just a small stream about the size of your phone charger cord, just a small stream coming down. Yeah. And I know people say, well, that's going to run on my water bill, but it's probably going to be a lot less expensive than a plumbing bill if it does freeze and burst. I
don't know if you live in the North Bay where those 5,200 families are on it. Their water bills are 3 times higher than everybody else's. So I don't know, Scott. I should be talking about that. But the point is, so you're just saying make it trickle where it won't freeze. And maybe you might have you may increase your water bill by an extra $20, $30, but it'll save you thousands of dollars in calling a plumber to come repair pipes.
It could be thousands of dollars. It could be. We've had bad freezes in the past, and it led to us having to repipe an entire home. It just wasn't savable, the water pipes.
Well, and especially older homes, I guess, as they get, especially they have the old galvanized pipe, they get more and more restricted, and there's not a whole lot of room for expansion in those if they freeze, so things would have a tendency to break. And then when you go to repair them, a lot of times those old galvanized pipes are just rotten, and you can't do anything but just replace everything.
That's right. You can't find good pipe to tie back on.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But as far as the backflow devices out in front of the businesses, the absolute best thing to do is to get one of those covers to put over them. It's a big fiberglass box. That's going to help with the wind chill. And then if you allow something up in the building, a hose bib or something inside the building to run and trickle the same way, that's going to allow some water flow through that device.
I can't stop my backflow device from leaking. It constantly leaks. That thing, my wife fuzzes at it. It drip. You're going to drip.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those things. Scott talks about the pressure. I found if I shut that off on the weekends, come Monday morning, it won't leak all week long. But if I leave that on, the variance in the pressures, I think when we're not here, not using any water, I think that's what gets little pieces of sand and stuff in there and makes it leak.
I have no idea. Only thing I know is ever since we've been forced to put it on, it always leaks. I never can stop them from leaking. It's a constant battle. But I guess that's just, I'm not the only person because I see them leaking everywhere I go.
They are very sensitive to, like she said, with just a grain of sand. There's some diaphragms in there that can just pick up a grain of sand or some piece of trash, and it's going to start leaking.
And that a lot of people don't realize that drip every 10 seconds. It may not sound like a lot, but I went out there and I timed it the other day. Every 10 seconds I get a drip. I guarantee you that's a lot of water over a month's time.
Oh, sure.
And, I kept, I'm going, I know I'm being billed for this because it's on the other side of the meter, and I hate just having it go on the ground. But if I go call someone to fix it, that's $300 or $400 to fix it or replace it or whatever necessary. So just bite the bullet and pay the
Well,
price.
now my dad and I replaced the valve just a few months ago, so there you go.
My wife and my father-in-law are very handy around things like that.
Well, that's great.
It is.
Hey, I'm hiring.
You are. Now, I've been hearing your ads on you are hiring. Tell me a little bit more about the hiring.
Well, we're looking for, of course, trainees and plumbers, experienced plumbers. But we really like to train folks. And really the qualifications are you got to have good home training, good people skills, enjoy working with folks, and, of course, be mechanically inclined, not be afraid to get out in the heat and the cold and work and just enjoy working.
Now, and you're going to get your hands dirty, so and you're going to probably may have to get nasty yourself doing the job, because I've crawled underneath houses before, and you don't stay clean doing that. That's hard work, but the pay is worthwhile. You get paid for what you know and what you do, and I think you pay on production, do you not? On how well you do?
Sure. All of my people are incentively paid, so they really are encouraged to do a really good job for the customer and build a relationship with the customer, and that really helps them kind of build their business within a business.
Absolutely. Same thing same thing my employees do. When a car comes in here, I say, you look at this car like it's your mother's car, and you're going to put your mother behind the steering wheel of this car, and she's going to take a trip across country. You wouldn't want her to go in an unsafe car, so you make sure when you inspect this car, you find everything that could possibly be wrong with it or unsafe. Let us know, and let the customer know. It's all we want to do. And y'all do the same thing when y'all inspect the home. You look for potential problems that could turn into nightmares if left unchecked.
No, that's right. And just, like you said, make the priority list and say, here's the most important, and, whenever your budget allows for it, this would be the first thing to take care of, and then the second thing, and I know you do that as well. I've talked with Paul, and Paul said, okay, this is the most important thing. Next time it's in here, this is what you got to do.
Well, that's important, because a lot of people don't even know what they need to do. I mean, they have no idea. Well, when you talk to somebody about maintenance on something, they look at you and go, well, I've never had that happen before. Well, you're just lucky, I guess. You talk to them about their hoses going to their washing machine. A lot of people have never heard of putting stainless braided hoses on there, have they?
That's right, but it is one of the leading causes of floods in homes across America, and you can go on the insurance websites and they'll mention that.
Yeah, but and if you don't have flood insurance, they won't cover that.
That's right.
That's the other thing I found out. And a lot of people who, like I live on a non-flooding zone, so I don't have to have flood insurance. If I didn't have flood insurance and my piping broke in my house and it put 2 inches of water in my floor, and I had to rip everything out, it would be on me, because that's called rising water, and they don't cover that. That's a flood.
Sure.
And you end up having to pay that out of your own pocket. So so that's a good preventive maintenance, putting those stainless steel braided cables on your sinks, on your kitchen sinks, on your bathroom sinks, on your toilets, on your washing machines. What am I forgetting? There's got to be some place I'm forgetting about.
Ice maker.
I forgot about the ice maker. I bet you that one floods more than anything.
Yeah, it can be. It's out of sight, out of mind. Thing.
I forgot all about that till you mentioned that, and mine leaked once upon a time. Did a bunch of damage to our living room hardwood floors, because it went from the kitchen into the living room, and wood does not like water. It just swells up really big. It bowed everything up, but finally it dried out, and we got it straightened out on there. But the point being is, preventive maintenance goes a long way. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I guess I'm just full of little cliches today. But those are things right there that you talk about, and we do. But on the employees part, are you restricted only to age groups between 18 and 45, or what is your ideal candidate? What are you looking for as far as the age group, male, female? What would be the perfect candidate for an employee for you if you could choose?
Well, sure. There's no age restrictions. I think we have some requirements with our auto insurance as far as age and how old they can be and what kind of driving record they have to have, in order to be able to drive. But as far as age and gender, it doesn't really matter. I've had some wonderful female plumbers, and they're really good at plumbing. They're really good at details. They're really good at communicating with the homeowners. Most of the homeowners that we interact with are females. So a man, woman, young, old, it doesn't matter.
So long as they're breathing, able to can think critically about how to fix things and come up with solutions, that's who you're looking for.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
that's
They've got to be able to, like you said, critically think and say, okay, how can I overcome this challenge? How can I repair this? This isn't a cook. It's not like a factory. You sometimes have to zig and zag to get where you want to be.
Yeah, and I would think that veterans would be a perfect fit for your business. Because
They would be awesome. They sure would be.
Okay, now veterans, one thing about veterans, we were at the Veterans Warrior Banquet the other night, and there's a lot of people coming back from overseas, and they're highly trained. I mean, they do everything. And they come over here, and they can't even find a job for, even minimum wage, so to speak. But what you're offering is something that's better than minimum wage, gives them a future, gives them hope, and they're able to use their hands. And if they get good enough in it and learn a lot of the trade, they may one day become your competition, which is
sure, and that would be okay too.
That's exactly. I've got, how many people I've had work for me that opened up their own shop. I love it. I mean, to me, that's the greatest form of flattery is when you take someone and they open up their own shop. I go, yeah, and they still call me, hey, what do you do in a case like that? I go, well, this is what we did. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But it's nice to be able to do that. But yeah, let's see if we can get some people, veterans, to come to you. So veterans, if you're watching, give Scott a call at 763-2001, Monday through Friday, and come by and talk to him about seeing if you can be a plumber. Right now, y'all say that y'all have a shortage of, I think you were talking about, y'all could hire another 20 plumbers. Was that what I heard, or was that just me dreaming that?
Well, that's a pretty big number, but I could probably put maybe 7 to 10 to work right away.
I was somehow or another I got my brain working. There was a shortage of about 20 plumbers you had because there were some building systems that were going out at Sweetwater Bay or whatever. I think that's what it was that y'all needed plumbers for, and I couldn't remember if it was 20, but 10 might be even better. But if you can, if you can get 10 people to show up, I think you could probably put them to work. My wife's telling me I got to shut up in about 15 seconds before it gets a hard break. So they can give you a call, Scott, at 763-2001.
That's correct.
All right. Scott, I want to thank you so much for being on here. And give us a call next Monday again. And what do you think we want to talk about then? Got any ideas?
Well, let's talk about water heaters with the cold weather coming up. They tend to break the first cold snap we get.
Yep, and it's right around the corner. All right, Scott, thanks for calling. We'll talk to you next Monday. All right, bye-bye, everybody.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guarantee.